Donald Trump is trying to vilify Jeb Bush and Paul Ryan. He says they're the portion of the party that he's trying to link Ron DeSantis to. He's also working on nickname Ron Dishonest, Ron De-Establishment, or Tiny D. I don't know. I mean, people are uncomfortable. It's hard to label somebody who's so similar to him.
Brian Kilmeade there rolling out a couple of the potential nicknames that Trump is floating for Ron DeSantis, his potential presidential primary opponent. And of course, you see the one that stuck out was Tiny D. It's a replay of 2015, 2016, you guys. Remember when Trump and I think it was Rubio both put their hands up and showed that they don't have a Tiny D? Apparently, Tiny D is back on the maps. So the best part about this, that Kilmeade was reading all these names and he pointed out how uncomfortable this was. He was definitely 100% uncomfortable with it. So he decided to change subjects here. Let's let him continue.
Or Tiny D. I don't know. I mean, people are uncomfortable. It's hard to label somebody who's so similar to him with a nickname. It makes everybody on all sides seemingly uncomfortable, even people reporting it.
Well, I'm just excited to see who the final nominees are going to be before the primaries.
Yeah, there's going to be such a battle.
It's about to rev up.
Stay tuned.
Okay, stay tuned because I would like to see this. No more talk about little D's. Did you notice also though, Burbank there? He not he did, but I want to call her Kayleigh McEnany. I'm blanking on her name. The woman there that's hosting with them, there was a snicker when he said little D. He's like, yeah, she thought it was funny too. Let's keep it real. They know where these lines are drawn, and they also know that things like that actually and sadly just might help him a little bit because people will start saying it and then it'll become a thing. Trumpers will start carrying signs. Who knows how this is gonna work? But there's one last part about this because he refuted on February 12th this report from the New York Times that he was considering this other nickname, Meatball Ron. You guys heard about that. He's tested out other nicknames in Truth Social posts though. Ron DeSantis. And Sherry Tay from Business Insider points out that it's unclear exactly what that means. It's a shorter form of sanctimonious or whatever he was talking about before. Who knows? But the last question here though is, maybe it'll help with 10% of the voting block, but why is this a thing where he's floating things on Truth Social?
Yeah, that's hilarious. Instead of hiring campaign staff, his communications team is just his followers on Truth. It's a great way to get some free labor. The thing about the Tiny D nickname, why immediately after does he say, well, him and Trump are really similar, so why can you say that? He didn't say that about dishonest, but he did say that after Tiny D. So I want to know what he's thinking there. But it's true. Watching, Ron DeSantis run against Donald Trump is like watching if Larry David ran against Bernie Sanders for president. Like, do your best impersonation. Let's see who wins this thing.
Can you imagine if someone is a political opinion, who they're going to vote for is based off of whether or not you believe they have a tiny or a larger D?
And
what's her
that
name?
made them uncomfortable of everything at CPAC?
Marge stood up next to the cardboard cutout of Trump and grabbed the crotch. Remember that? This is normal political discourse now, you guys. This is the people who packed this house to listen to this guy speak. And he just might hopefully start calling Ron DeSantis Little D.